Greetings, everybody. I'm the voice of reason. Join me, as always, is Leah and Nikki. And I'm just going to say this. I'm actually kind of glad I don't have to focus on football because now I get to focus on baseball. Yes, because it is playoff baseball season. And, as a Mets fan, I'm just happy we just made it to the playoffs. And we're currently one up on the Brewers. I'll deal with the LOL Mets stuff later. I can unclench for just a little bit. Until we end
We now turn to our resident White Sox fan, Leah. Leah, how are you coping? Thank you, Leah.
At least we broke a record, right?
Yeah, my record.
Right?
Meanwhile, Cubs fans are just watching this like, you know what? It could have been worse.
Exactly.
Yep. I am a rare Chicago supporter of both teams because I don't live in Chicago, so I don't have to worry about the rivalry.
Me neither, but I grew up in a house full of Cubs fans, so like if I start wearing White Sox colors, like I am out of the will.
I can get away with wearing both. The dream is an all Chicago World Series.
I don't know.
That would be a hell of a dream.
I don't know. Think about
which would upset the entirety of America, which is, in my opinion, a good thing.
I think I'm out of my dad's will for switching from the Jets to the Bills. So.
Yeah, it's especially you switched like at the end of last year, and now.
Yeah, I know, but yeah. Speaking of the Jets and Bills, yeah. So this is how we did in terms of predictions. Not awful.
The coin is on a generational run.
It's not fair.
I know, it's like one week they're awful, and then somehow they're pulling off 13-3.
Like that is insanity. Like I think this is the second or third week in a row where it's like beaten us all outright.
Yes, I think. Yes. So we only beat it once, and that was week 2.
It's beating us in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. They are currently 40-24.
Guys, are we bad at this?
I don't know. I did decent.
As I said last week, we don't know shit about football.
Yeah, I'm doing kind of decent. But then again,
technically,
I'm technically
doing okay.
But
Leah, I can't say much for you. You are 4 games under 500.
I'm only 4 games under 500, which is pretty good considering how many games this season so far have been decided
10 games behind a random coin toss. You are not doing anything resembling good.
I need to point out this season has been really weird because most games have been decided in the last 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, fair enough. Speaking of, let's move on.
Maybe even less.
Yeah, let's move on to our winners and losers for this week.
May I go first?
You may go first.
Queens.
Okay, so honorable mention for the losers, obviously, the White Sox.
Ha.
Yeah. Now, for my losers, for my actual loser, is the Jacksonville Jaguars. Congratulations, you're the only team without a win.
That's impressive.
Considering this year, yes.
Like we all thought that the Panthers and the Commanders even, which spoiler, they're my winner. But like there was so many teams that we were going into the season like there's going to be some dog water teams. Nobody was expecting the Jaguars to be one of them.
No.
I expected them to be below average.
Yeah. Well, we all
not amazing, but beating the teams that they should beat.
Yeah, well, we all suspected they'd be in a three-way run for the AFC South crown, but no, that clearly we got that prediction wrong.
Yes. As for my winner, it's anyone who didn't watch the AFL Grand Final because it was bad.
Oh, tell us more.
Okay, so we had So this would be like last year. You know how Kansas City did really, really well the entire season. And then imagine a team that kind of they did okay, but they weren't like they made it in through the wild card. They made it to the not the actual wild card. Like they had to play in the wild card round.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they were like middle of the road of people who made it into the wild card. You expect them to win the wild card, but then be bobbed.
Yep.
Well, the two teams that made the AFL Grand Final this year was the Geelong Cats and the Brisbane Lions. The Geelong Cats, who had been good all season, proceeded to lay a goose egg.
Wait, they didn't score a single point?
Well, no, they scored points, but they in AFL it's really easy to score points.
Okay.
Points. But what they did was they failed to do basically anything for most of the game. And it looked like they had given up by the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
And proceeded to lose 60 to 120, which is really bad. It was a really boring AFL Grand Final, which is the worst thing you can do. Because it's not like they tried to claw back and get the win or something. It felt like they just gave up.
Okay.
And that's no fun to watch.
Got it. So it's like, I try to compare it to like...
It would be like if in that Super Bowl with the Falcons and the Patriots didn't come back. They just gave up.
Okay. I was thinking something like whatchamacallit, what was it? The Super Bowl 50. Panthers Broncos. Panthers were the clear favorites, but they just didn't show up.
Yes, that's another good example.
Yep.
And one last thing during winners and losers, because we are talking about a little bit about baseball. Oh, rest in Pete Rose. You did good things.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And then you
should be in the hall. You should be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Fuck the haters.
If you say so. Anyway, moving on. I'll do my winners and losers next. My winner, the Detroit Lions. God damn.
Kitty go meow.
Blue kitties go meow. Specifically, Jared Goff didn't throw a single incompletion.
Yep.
Dude had more safeties given up than incompletions. What a game.
Goddamn. I'm loving that. Loser for the week. Anyone who had to watch the Broncos-Jets game.
That game was a war crime.
I nearly put that as my thing, but then I saw you did, and I was like, okay, I'll pick something else.
Yeah.
Also, weird thing to note, the Jared Goff game, or like Jared Goff's stat line, somehow not a perfect passer rating.
It's almost as if passer rating is bullshit.
Kinda is. But yeah, 18 for 18, 292 yards, 2 touchdowns, no INTs, 155.8 passer rating. When perfect is 158.3. Ridiculous. What were we talking about?
We were talking about the Broncos-Jets
Lions
game.
good.
Yes, Lions good. Broncos-Jets.
Yep.
No,
I'm glad I'm asleep for most of the games. I can go and like look up. Okay, which games were good? Okay, I'll watch them.
I'm actually glad I had got the Cincinnati game instead of that one.
Right.
And that's saying something because it was the Cincinnati Panthers game.
Cincinnati Panthers?
That sounds
the
awful.
Bengals Panthers game.
Yeah, I know what you meant, but still, that sounds really weird.
Yeah. What was it like? I think like Bo Nix had like negative passing yards in the first half and still won.
Like -7.
Mm-hmm.
-7 through the end of the first half. He had 60 passing yards through the end, or at the end of the game on 20 attempts. So he was getting like 3 yards per attempt and still won, which is like the lowest anybody's ever gotten in a win.
Let's face it.
Yeah.
Let's face it. Never play at MetLife in the rain. You will have you will have a bad time.
You can take off in the rain.
Fair enough. Nikki, you said one of your winners was Washington.
Oh yeah, it's the commies. Like holy hell! Like Jaden Daniels is him. Like Jared Goff was really, really good and all, and definitely is going to win NFC Offensive Player of the Week. But like Jaden Daniels is not far behind. Like 26 for 30, 233 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Like for a guy in his 4th start, that's fucking great. Like Jaden Daniels is having like is having the CJ Stroud season, which is weird because nobody was expecting like anything from this coaching staff or any of their offensive playmakers besides Scary Terry. Like the Commanders are turning a corner. Like it you know how every year the NFC East has a different champion?
Yep.
Maybe the commies.
Ooh.
Maybe I'll
Maybe
actually start calling them the Commanders once I start respecting them.
No, they're still the football team. They're still the football team to me.
Well, once they play the Eagles and Cowboys and actually beat them, we'll see. But
let's see how easy their schedule goes. Like they've got the Browns this week. Oh, then they got the Ravens.
Ooh.
But then they've got the Panthers and the Giants. And then their schedule gets a little harder with the Steelers, Eagles, Cowboys. So they could have like a 5-2 record going into the middle of the season.
Could be. Anyway,
that'd be crazy.
Yep, and your loser for the week?
My loser for the week, we already said the Jaguars. Panthers are too easy. How about the Eagles? Like they feel like they are just like falling apart. They have no direction. Like I don't know. Maybe since they lost Jason Kelsey, they can't run their favorite play ever. But like, man, it just feels like they've lost a lot of what made them a really good team, and like it just feels like they are just there.
I blame the curse wheel.
Yeah, they were on the curse wheel, weren't they?
Yep. As well. Well, actually, funny thing, it landed on 8, which was a tie for both the Saints and the and the Eagles, and they both lost.
Wow.
And then Brandon Perna spun a second the old curse wheel and landed on the Seahawks.
And they lost.
Yep.
That curse wheel is ruthless.
Yeah, the only one who didn't curse was the Lions last week. The previous week.
Jeez. All right.
All right. But in any case, it is now week 5, which means we have byes. So off this week are the Lions, the Titans, the aforementioned Eagles, and the Chargers. So they're taking a week off. And now we get to the start of the Europe games. But of course, Thursday night begins with an NFC South rivalry. Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. So, Buccaneers, they proved that the loss to the Broncos was just a fluke, and Atlanta, Younghoe Koo is their entire offense.
That's always a good sign.
Yep.
And they still won. So, go with that.
I mean, it'll keep working until it stops. Like having your best offensive threat being your kicker is a strategy that is charming and can work for a few games, but eventually you gotta do this crazy thing called getting the ball in the end zone.
Exactly.
Or a touchdown.
Please do.
As the historians would call it, yes.
Yep. Let's see. So Falcons are favored in this, but I guess DraftKings is going to be basically a pick'em at -1.5. I disagree with that. I think Buccaneers are going to win this. because Baker's gonna bake. Hopefully it's something nice like a pineapple upside down cake.
Ew.
Who do I want to take in this? Like, I feel like I should take the Bucks just because it feels like they are a little bit more maybe not a little more of anything, but it just feels like the Falcons still have some adjustments that they've got to make in order to get this all working. Like it feels like the offense hasn't figured itself out yet. So I'm going to take the Bucks and wait for the Falcons to get things figured out.
Okay. And you, Leah?
I'm still thinking.
All right. Well, the coin is selected the Falcons. I picked them earlier.
Is this a Falcons home game?
It is.
Yeah.
It's indoors.
Yeah. Yeah. I was gonna take the Falcons, but now I'm gonna take the Buccaneers because of a fun thing that's going on currently. The Falcons are undefeated away.
All right.
Yes, it's one game, but shush.
Okay. So, I mean, you never know. This could be the first game they win at home.
They've won a game at home.
Sorry. Oh, they have won a game at home.
Yes. They're 2-2. They've won 2 games at one game away, 1 game at home, but they've lost 2 games at home. So they've got oddly enough, at the moment, they've got a disadvantage at playing at home.
Okay.
It's almost as if you shouldn't play in an indoor field because that decreases your ability to have a home field advantage.
Maybe so.
All right. Anyway, let's move on to the next game. It is the first European game, first London, and the first UK game. Jets taking on the Vikings. Jets, as we said earlier, they defeated themselves by playing in awful weather. The Vikings are 4-0, and they almost blew it to the Packers, but Vikings are still good.
The Vikings are like annoyingly good.
And the
really
fact that
me.
and the fact that this apparently isn't their best QB.
I mean, were they gonna start the season with JJ McCarthy, or were they gonna do what the Patriots are doing and just let him sit behind the bridge named Sam Darnold?
I don't think they were. I think they were going to be doing the 2-headed monster idea.
Like just letting them both like get reps in the same game?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
I know, but it's a Vikings thing to do.
I don't know. I think they would have started McCarthy regardless, but since he got injured in the first week of the preseason, they kind of had to stick with Darnold.
I think what they would have done is like whole games where it's one or the other.
But are we all in on the Vikings?
Uh-huh.
Or do you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like the if the Jets can't put up more than 9 points on a kind of mid Vikings defense, that's a bad sign.
Yep.
All right.
Speaking of the Jets, do you think that they're going to be the ones who end up trading for Devontae Adams now that he's requested his trade?
I know they're favorites, but I don't think so. Like,
yeah,
if the worst case, like I know just in the back of my brain, he's gonna go to the Chiefs.
Dude, if the Raiders trade their best player to a divisional rival, that needs to be investigated. They need to like veto that shit like the NBA vetoed the Chris Paul to the Lakers trade. Because that is like conduct detrimental.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Okay, moving on. Let's go back to the States. First game up. Carolina Panthers taking on the Chicago Bears. So, Panthers, they lost. Bears won.
Yep.
Not much to say about that.
Bears have an Australian kicker.
Yeah.
Kicker? Punter?
Wait. Tory Taylor?
Yeah.
He's Australian?
Yeah.
Oh. I just knew he was from Iowa.
No.
Well, like he went to the University of Iowa.
Yeah.
Because like he was the only thing that the Iowa offense could do.
He's Australian. Like most Australians, he's good at kicking ball far.
It's in their DNA.
Hell,
The things that you learn day one in Australian kindergarten: how to throw the boomerang and how to kick the ball.
Kick the ball, yes. But fun fact: I have decent accuracy at range that would make me a okay kicker with 0 training. Give me some training, and I could probably.
I get
It's almost as like it's almost as if Australians put out good kicking teams.
Yeah, it does.
But let us have the special teams, and we'll make them fun.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, and honestly, Tory Taylor basically won the game for the Bears because, like, on that last drive, like he, like all of his punts were basically down like ridiculously deep in their own end zone. Like it got so good that the Bears put out a punter highlight reel.
Huh.
Which on one hand was a little bit cringe, but on the other hand, he is probably their best player right now. So,
and because of that, I'm picking the Bears because we at least have something.
Yeah, and the Panthers have nothing.
Well, they have the coin support. If that counts for anything.
This year, it kind of does. like whenever the coin makes these weird bullshit predictions, like, do we need to be worried that it's like secretly onto something?
Don't know. We'll see. But I'm
like it's gonna flip around next year, and it's just gonna be like, oh, the coin went 2-14 again this week.
Anyway, I'm taking the Bears as well. Solely on they have a defense. Okay, next, division rivalry. Ravens taking on the Bengals. Bengals finally got their first win. Ravens finally arrived.
Look at y'all. You finally took care of business.
Yep.
Both y'all, I guess.
Yep, and they also Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry got me all the fantasy points.
Bold strategy going with them, but you know what? It works.
Ravens.
Yes. Oh, that's your pick?
The Ravens.
Yes, the Ravens.
Why are we doing them next?
I'm going based on Pigskin Pick'em.
Okay. See, you usually and used to use Google, so
I know. I know. I decided, you know what? I use this all the time. It's easy for me to look at my matchups, so I can match it up as well.
But you've been using Google this entire time. I've started using Google.
Sorry.
Why have you done this?
It was easier.
I literally just used the NFL predictions. The spreadsheet that we use.
Sorry.
But yeah, the Ravens.
All right. Fair enough. Let's see what the coin thinks. They are going... Yeah, Ravens. Ravens all the way.
This kitty is not going meow this week.
No, Kitty might go ow.
Kitty go ow.
All right.
That's usually the Panthers' job.
Yes. Okay, next. It's Tank Bowl time. Dolphins taking on the Patriots.
So
yeah.
now would be the time to start Drake May, right?
I'm not against it.
You'd
Like
think so, but
the Patriots offense has been a fat lot of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like you would think that they would just be like, okay, we want to see what our rookie quarterback can do in a low stakes environment because this Dolphins team with somehow Tua was the key to holding it all together.
Yeah, somehow. Oh, by the way, I just also want to point out, I forgot to mention this last time. I think Miami is the only team in the NFL that has not held a lead. If I got this correct, because
How they win their one game.
yeah, they won a game, but they never held the lead. They tied it.
Oh yeah, they won
got-
the game on a game-winning field goal or a walk-off field goal.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then that means that they did not hold a lead at any point in any of these other games.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yep, that looks right.
Yep.
which
They have
is
scored a combined
really
25.
weird.
They have scored a combined 25 points over the last 3 games. That is an average of 8.3 points per game. Worry.
Yeah. Which is why I'm taking the Patriots to win this.
It's honestly not that crazy. Like, because the Patriots have at least a semi-functional offense. It's not going to inspire anything, like, and it might be led by a quarterback that's making his first career start this week, but like, it's at least something.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Dolphins without Tua are nothing.
As I said earlier, they're going to beat the teams that you expect them to beat. I expect the Patriots to beat a broken Dolphins team.
Mm-hmm.
The coin, however, has selected the Dolphins. Maybe Snoop Huntley can get things going finally, but I doubt it.
I mean, he did like start on like what after being on the team for like what 8 days, so it's not that crazy. But like, man, they need help.
Exactly.
And when I say help, I mean in the kind of help that like an exorcism can provide.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, so all right, moving on. Next up, Browns taking on the Commanders.
Hail to the commies!
I've left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. Yeah,
Like-
Janie Daniels is good. Deshaun Watson is shit.
All is right in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's particularly funny because like Deshaun Watson feels like he is the person who knows least of all that he is in fact shit because like he was asked about having to run more designed runs and he was just like that's not something I'm interested in doing, and I'm just like, you have no business playing demands right now. You are about to get benched for the crab leg burglar.
The who?
Jameis.
Oh, James Winston. Okay.
You are about to get benched for 30 for 30.
Yeah, not a good.
Like-
not a good sign.
Yeah, you need to be go team as much as possible. Although his contract is fully guaranteed, why should he give a fuck?
He doesn't need to give a fuck. He gets paid.
Exactly. Go commies.
Yep. Commies all the way. Let's see what the coin thinks. Why are you picking the Browns? Why? You know, when I saw the Browns playing the Raiders and they were about to win, I was like, no, please, I need this win, and I need the Raiders to win, and thank God they did.
It's throwing us a bone.
Okay.
Like the NFL hit the Buffalo Wild Wings button and like got the game to go our way.
Yep. Oh, thank you. I can't believe I'm saying this, but thank you, refs. All right, next, moving on, AFC South matchup: Colts taking on the Jaguars. Colts held their own and actually pulled off a win against the Patriots against the Steelers. Sorry, the other team that I don't like.
Joe Flacco.
Yep, and thankfully not a serious injury on Anthony Richardson, but honestly, I think you should keep Flacco in. Meanwhile, the Jaguars are the only winless team.
And will continue to be the only winless team. I'm taking the Colts.
I'm also taking the Colts.
I'm taking the Jaguars because it's played in Jacksonville, and for whatever reason, the Colts cannot beat the Jaguars in Jacksonville.
That's about to change.
That's fair. But have you considered that Joe Flacco is elite?
Also,
Yes.
the Colts beat the Steelers.
Yep.
Steelers not going to Super Bowl now.
Oh,
Hey, you don't know.
sad.
Hey, you don't know that. It's only one loss. There's still a top.
As we all know, every team that has won the Super Bowl went undefeated to get there.
You have to remind us of 11-0.
Fair enough. Okay, well, so if I'm taking the Jaguars, the coin is also taking the Spotted Kitties. All right. All right. Next. Oh, this is gonna be a good matchup. Final 1:00 game. Bills Texans. So
Good football.
yeah, so the Bills got their heads clocked in by the Ravens defense. Houston,
Smacked.
Granted, they almost lost to Jacksonville, but they won.
Mhm.
Mainly out of threat of the Shrouds cutting their brake lines. I think
Bills are favored by 1. This is basically a pick 'em.
yeah. I'm still taking the Bills because, like, yeah, this is gonna be a fun one. I which sucks is I'm not gonna get this game. I think I'm stuck getting the Browns Commanders game, which honestly, oh wait, am I really? Oh crap, I'm getting both games. I'm getting both the Bengals Ravens and the Browns Commanders. I can't get the Bills Texans.
You are deep in the Ohio.
Yes.
Deep in the mid.
I know it sucks. Oh,
I'm picking the Texans.
For 25 cents a day, you can help this Ohioan get out of Ohio.
I'm picking the Texans
boy.
solely based on
bad
vibes.
Did you? I forget which one.
No.
I forget which game that you won on vibes. But did you?
I think it was last week, and I think.
What's the game that you picked from last week that was just really outlandish that you got right? Was it?
Well, I did pick the Bears beating the Rams.
Yes.
But I don't think that was it. Actually, I think it was
No.
week 3.
Let's see, week 3.
Vikings over Texans.
Yeah, that.
Vikings over Texans, yeah.
Yeah, that, where I went, you know what, I think the Texans are going to lose. No
Now the
apparent
vibes
reason
have
behind
shifted.
it.
Now the vibes have shifted, and you're going back to the Texans.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
I think I'm going to take the Bills. I think the Bills are going to be playing angry after getting friggin' mollywopped by the Ravens. So, I think that they're going to go in there and like have something to prove. And Josh Allen is going to get back in the MVP front runner thing.
Right.
Who's MVP front runner right now? I should check this.
Honestly, I want to say it's
Might be.
Darnold, but I don't think so.
If it's Darnold, we have reached the weird timeline.
Although I think
like this is the timeline that Rick Sanchez fucked with.
Although I think Jaden Daniels actually also might be in the MVP candidate candidacy.
No, it's more boring than that. It's Patrick Mahomes.
Oh. All right.
In fact, like nobody cool is even in the like it's Mahomes and then Allen, then Lamar, then then CJ Stroud, then Sam Darnold,
Uh,
and then Brock
Um,
Purdy for some
you,
reason.
using
DraftKings.
DraftKings.
Yep.
Yeah, it is a tie between Jackson, Darnold, and Stroud. I will point that out.
all right.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Okay, next 4 o'clock games. AFC West matchup. Raiders taking on the Broncos. Raiders, squeaked out a win against the Browns. Denver limped their way to a victory against the Jets.
The Raiders won, but at what cost? One Devontae Adams.
Possibly.
Yeah. Like granted he's been upset for a little while, like apparently on the Netflix receiver thing.
Uh-huh.
Like he was talking about, man, I need to get the fuck out of here. Like they're gonna get me killed. Although I think that was back when either Garoppolo or Stidham was throwing. So I don't know if Minshew's doing the same thing, but like I can't imagine that Devontae is thrilled about Florida man throwing him the ball when like he could be catching from either his best friend Derek Carr or like the best quarterback he ever had, Aaron Rodgers.
Exactly.
Which is why those two teams are on the top of his wish list.
So currently the Broncos are favored by 2.5. On ESPN, as far as the pick'em leagues overall, it's basically a pick'em. Broncos are currently leading 51-49 in terms of percentage picked.
I've always said a pick'em is anything under like properly under 3.
Uh-huh.
This is that.
Because it's less than a field goal.
Right.
Sure.
Weirdly enough, I think I'm going to take the Broncos. I think they got their defense is going to prove wild. Hell, and I remember the tackle I was thinking of, Zach Allen. That's the guy who's getting all the pressures on Denver.
Also, I feel like the Raiders are a lot worse than they let on.
Yeah.
I feel like the Broncos are a lot worse than they let on. Like occasionally their defense.
I agree with you, but I think the Raiders are worse.
Like I think that the Broncos defense can show up in spurts, but their offense has like negative momentum. Like it's taken them 4 weeks for Bo Nix to bullshit his way to 1 touchdown pass. Like stop me if I'm not feeling all too optimistic about them. I'm taking the Raiders. Like they won last week over a good Browns defense without Devontae in the lineup. Like he didn't play at all, and like they still won. So this Raiders team has grit. It would be a Gruden grinder if he wasn't like sending terrible emails.
Fair enough. All right, moving on. I think I think you're the only ones picking the Raiders. Next, yep. NFC West matchup, Cardinals taking on the 49ers.
Guys, I think the Cardinals are frauds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cardinals are frauds. 49ers, it's still there.
Like, they haven't proven they're not frauds yet, so they've got that going for them.
Yep.
Although Christian McCaffrey is like somewhere in the Bermuda Triangle right now.
He was, I think it was in Germany to getting his calf looked at, I believe. Calf or ACL, one of the two.
That's never a good sign.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's not a good sign.
Yeah, he had to go to an outside specialist to get it looked at. So
like he's getting so many stem cells pumped into him right now. It is not even funny.
Many drugs.
Walks out.
It's those good German drugs.
He walks out, legs feels fine. How long was he in there? 5 minutes. Why aren't we funding this? Okay, I think we're all in on the 49ers. Next.
Yep.
Okay, next. Packers taking on the Rams. Packers lost a close one to the Vikings. They almost lost in a blowout. Rams, meanwhile, I forgot what they did.
We won against them.
Oh right, yeah, you beat the
The Bears did a thing.
Yeah, the Bears did a thing. I forgot.
They were allegedly good.
for half a second. Okay, so what is...
We'll take those.
So what is the spread for this game? It is...
Green Bay -3.
Okay. That's fair, I guess.
I'm going against that.
Yeah, like Love has been kind of like
Spotty?
I do want to see what his like how he did specifically in the over the course of that game, because I guess he probably got better towards the end of it.
Yeah.
But he started out that game rough.
Yeah.
Like he was not ready.
Yeah, it felt like he was playing... Like, again, he was playing... It did feel like he was still playing hurt off that bad knee.
Right.
But he did find his groove eventually.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think I think the Rams are going to win this.
Yeah, I'm in that same boat where it's like I don't have a great reason for why I'm picking the Rams, but I'm picking the Rams. Part of my reasoning is if the Packers lose and the Bears win, we're ahead of them properly.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that Jordan Love's going to get back on track. Like now he's going to have a full week to prepare. Like, this Rams team is ramshackled. I wasn't even trying to make a pun there, but like that sort of worked.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was an accident, I swear. Like, I'll take the Packers.
Okay.
I'd like to see you prove it in court.
What was Sean? How did Sean? Oh God! What did Sean McVay say on the press conference where he combined two words and it's like something titty? Like, I don't know, but he basically kind of did the same thing. Go watch the Brandon Perta's power ranking. You'll find out. Anyway, next, moving on, it is the final 4:00 game. Giants taking on the Seahawks.
Seahawks are winning. We're moving on. Giants, terrible.
Yes.
I mean, this is true. Are they finally benching Daniel Jones yet?
Yes. Drew Lock is starting.
Our long-running national nightmare is over.
Hooray!
It only took them 4 fucking years.
And yet, it could get worse.
Hey, wait a minute. This is Drew Lock revenge game.
Oh yeah.
Oh, am I gonna be weird? I'm taking the Giants.
Oh, be weird.
Yeah. I like weird.
Okay.
I will point out.
Yeah.
I will point out that this is the second highest difference of the week.
Okay, hear me out. I can justify this. Bullshit pick. Like, so remember last week when I said that the Seahawks wins going into the Lions game were against like 3 teams that were like total frauds? I think it was like the Broncos starting Bo Nix, the Patriots, and the Dolphins without Tua.
Uh-huh.
And then they lost to an actually good team in the Lions.
Right.
Like, now you've got now you've got Drew Lock coming in, wanting revenge on his old team, and he's got like Malik Neighbors, who like he was actually able to connect with pretty well in the preseason, if I recall correctly.
Yep.
Like, I'm for this. Give me the Giants.
I will point out that the Giants are a horrible team.
Yes.
But the Cowboys are worse.
I don't have a follow-up to this. Like, I don't know. It feels like one of those things.
I like your optimism. I wish I could have it, but I'm a Bears fan.
Hey, I'm a Bears fan too. What the fuck's your excuse? No, this feels like one of those moves. It's like the Andy Dalton thing. Like the team needs a spark. They need to not just have the same old derp throwing the same derp passes. Like just try something new and see if it works. It worked with Tommy DeVito last year. Like, who's to say horse cock lock can't get it done?
Uh-huh.
I'm only gonna use that line like once or twice more.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
All right. Let's move on to Sunday. Let's move on to Sunday night because the coin has also selected the Sea Chickens. All right. Next. Oh boy. Classic matchup for Sunday night. Cowboys Steelers.
Now this is football.
Hell yeah.
Football in its most overrated form.
Exactly. So
America's most the North's most overrated team versus America's fraud team. Yeah, let's go with that.
You could just go North's overrated versus South's overrated.
Mm.
Like, it's really that simple.
All right. But anyway, so Cowboys, they played football against the Giants. Wasn't good football, but they won. Steelers losing.
Yeah, but it's the Giants.
Yeah, but they lost by 5. They won by 5.
Yeah, Alabama could beat them.
Oh, by the way, Alabama would have been my my winner, my other winner.
For
being Georgia. Meanwhile, Steelers, they lost to the Colts. Close game, but I think this is their make right game going up against a non-existent offense Cowboys team. Just go Super Bowl.
Well, I'm good with this.
All right.
Like, the Cowboys' 2 wins this year have come against the Browns and the Giants. Like, 2 of maybe the 5 worst teams in the league. And yes, I do say that knowing what I just picked. Don't try to fact check me. But like, also the Cowboys. Oh wait, I don't want to do that. But like the Cowboys' offense is just not there. Like, and the Steelers' offense, even if it is like Justin Fields isn't perfect, but like he's got this offense at least kind of going. So
he's connected with the offense,
and that defense is horrifying.
Right. Okay.
Like, let me see are they still like holding teams to like, well, not anymore. Like, they were holding teams to like 26 points through 3 games. That's like 9 points a game. Now they're up to 26 plus 27. That's 53 divided by 4. That's like a skosh over 13 points per game.
Still
and that's with one game where they gave up a bunch of points.
Yeah, it was to Joe Flacco.
Yeah. Who is elite, by the way.
All right. Okay, finally, Monday night game, Saints-Chiefs. So, Saints lost to Younghoe Koo. Chiefs showed up in the 3 quarters after the first one. So
Meanwhile, Rice's knee is over there. Well, he's here.
Yeah.
Why is your knee over there?
Because my quarterback ran into it.
You know, that's one of those injuries where it's just like, I don't even feel bad. Like normally you don't feel like, you don't want to feel like that about a player, but fuck it. He went like 119 on the road while speeding. Like, fuck him.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm making the boldest choice of bold choices. I'm picking the Saints to give the Chiefs their first loss.
He's the bold action man.
I'm the bold action man.
Bold?
Bold, yes, but that's beside the point.
We're in our 30s. Our lives are over.
Oh god, 5-second movies came out with a new short. Guy wakes out of bed, immediately breaks his hand. I love being 40.
I'm picking the Chiefs because I don't know.
Yeah, the Chiefs.
It's the Chiefs.
Mm.
Like, it's interesting. Like the Chiefs are now. Isaiah Pacheco's out for a long stretch. I think he's done for the season. Rashee Rice out for maybe the full season.
We don't
Like,
know yet.
If actually, let me
Travis
check.
Kelce is hosting some god awful game show.
It's already smarter than
like-
a fifth grader.
No, it's worse than that. It's Are You Smarter Than a Celebrity?
Oof.
Yeah, I know. Impressed. Like we are 2 weeks away from Taylor Swift playing slot receiver.
Hmm.
I kind of want to see that. Am I a sicko for that?
Let's see.
I might be a sicko for that. But like, like as much as I want to say the Chiefs are going to like, do Chiefs things, and the NFL is just going to be like, woo, every call is going to go the Chiefs way. Wee. Like at some point they need like, I don't know, offensive skill players. And like they're eventually going to trade for somebody. I don't know who it is yet, and I hope to God it's not Devontae Adams. Because if they do, the Raiders are like literally public enemy number one for the rest of the league.
Mm-hmm.
So the projected trade that might happen at wide receiver is DeMarcus Robinson.
Who?
Oh, who is he on? Where is he on now?
LA.
The Chargers or the Rams? Oh no, he's on the Rams.
Yeah.
The Rams can't afford to lose any more receivers. They're starting to do well.
This is the proposed trade that will happen. Chiefs get DeMarcus. Rams get Sky Moore. And
Moore, it's like their new. He's like their new number one receiver.
And they flip.
Although admittedly he has not caught a reception yet this year. What the fuck?
They also flip like 5th and 6th round picks.
Okay, I did also see another pick or trade, and it involved the Bears.
No, please, we need ours.
Tell me if this makes you cry, Leah. Keenan Allen and Khalil Herbert for Trey Smith. Trey Smith is an offensive guard.
So, as of earlier today for you guys, Rice's ACL isn't torn.
Okay.
But it might be ruptured. They're still checking.
I see.
If
Wait,
it
what's
isn't
the difference
ruptured,
between a tear and a rupture? Like,
tear is it's removed from the bone or it's torn in half. Rupture means the cells have like exploded. A rupture is a tear is easier to fix, oddly enough, because you just strap it back to the bone. And where a rupture, you can't do anything for that. It just has to sit there and heal.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at this. Like, they're basically the same thing, but ruptures more pain and can result in permanent damage if left untreated.
Yeah. Also, if the MRI comes back as, if it doesn't confirm ACL, by like later today, tomorrow, the likelihood is he's just strained his knee. Which means he'll be back in a week or two.
Well, we'll see.
Here's hoping.
All right, but I think I'm the so am I the only one along with the coin that's taking the Saints, or Nikki, are you taking the Saints as well?
Well, before I get into that, I do want to know: does that trade with the Bears, like, how does that make you feel, Leah?
I didn't hear the
Keenan Allen and Khalil Herbert for offensive guard Trey Smith.
No.
We need like interior offensive line help, like really bad.
Yes, but no.
Like Caleb is going to die. But like we'll get it fixed in the draft somehow. Hopefully.
Us doing well in the draft.
I mean, we got Romeo Dunze, and he's pretty good. I don't know. I honestly feel like, is this game happening in the Superdome?
No, it's in KC.
Fuck me. All right, fine. I'll take the Chiefs. I was literally looking for any reason to take the Saints because, their lack of offensive skill position players really bugs me right now, and it makes me think like the Chiefs are vulnerable, and we've seen the last couple of years like they're prone to these kinds of like droughts like in the middle of the season where like you're expecting them to be way better than this by now, and then they just kind of like stop working until the playoffs.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know, man. This game feels like it is almost like a showcase setup for the Chiefs to just be like, yo, Chiefs are still really good. Are y'all annoyed about the Chiefs yet? You should be.
Yeah, well, that concludes our predictions. Let's hope I just want the Mets to beat the Brewers. Hopefully the Mets beat the Brewers at the end of this podcast. If not, well, it was a good run.
It's all about the Mets, baby. Come on, Mets. Let's go. Let's hit a home run, Mets. Let's go.
Could be worse. Could be the Orioles.
Oh, poor Orioles.
Or the Astros.
Oh, the Astros losing is like that hit like crack. That was. Oh, there's so many annoying Astro fans around here.
Meanwhile, I'm over here just sad that I can no longer talk about an Oakland team.